Did you know that the knowledge sharing industry is worth billions of dollars right now? Did you know that you can tap into this billion-dollar knowledge sharing industry? My name is Benjamin from Right Channels. You are welcome to the channel. Today's video is on how to make money by simply sharing your knowledge. We want to look at how you can tap into the billion-dollar knowledge sharing industry, because right now sharing your knowledge has become a lucrative industry, and this has been made possible by the advent of the internet and social media platforms. We want to look at how you can tap into this very lucrative industry. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by simply clicking on the subscribe button below. Click on the bell icon as well, so that when the next video goes live on this channel, you will be the first to be notified, and you will have free access to all the videos we upload on this channel. Now let's dive into this very important lecture right away. Now let's look at the agenda for today's episode. Number one, can I make money by simply sharing my knowledge? Number two, why is knowledge marketable? Why is knowledge marketable? Number three, benefits of setting up a knowledge sharing industry, a knowledge sharing business. Number four, some barriers you must overcome in order to get started. And number five, how to make money by simply sharing your knowledge. Now let's discuss this one by one. Can I make money by simply sharing my knowledge? The answer is yes. And this is really based on the fact that millions of people are looking for information on various fields of life, including the very subject that you are knowledgeable about. You may have acquired one skill or the other. If you can impart this knowledge to others, of course, those who don't have this knowledge will be very grateful to receive the knowledge from you. And no matter the level of knowledge you have on a given subject, there are many people who will be very grateful to receive the very little knowledge you are able to disseminate. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can start, making money by simply sharing your knowledge. Because the answer is yes. Can I make money by simply sharing my knowledge? Yes. Now, if you would like the extra income but don't have the time or resources to invest in additional training, there are plenty of ways to make money by using the skills you already have. And I want you to know that if you discover any skill that is selling like hotcakes, that is on high demand, you can make time and learn that skill so you can share it with others and make more money by sharing your knowledge. I want to tell you that a lot of people who have completed their secondary and university education and have just suddenly realized that there is no job out there for them. They are looking for skills to acquire that will help them to make their living out there. So knowledge acquisition is an industry, knowledge sharing, let me say knowledge sharing and skill acquisition, it's a large industry because you can't really estimate the number of people who need to learn new skills. It's not only school leavers, but also people who already have a job, but who discover that their job is increasingly demanding new skills from them because of changing changes in technology, changes in the way things are done, changes in procedures, changes in different ways, changes even in communication channels, and so on and so forth. And in fact, if you acquired a skill, let me say in the 80s, by now you ought to know that that skill must have become obsolete and you need to acquire a new skill, because even when you have technologies, you see that technologies are updated from time to time, which in itself requires new skill to understand the new development. So uh, knowledge sharing is really a very lucrative field right now. Now let's look at the next very important question. Why is knowledge marketable? Why is it marketable? Why is it sellable? Why can you sell your knowledge? Now, once you can give people knowledge that will solve their specific problem, they are willing to pay for it. All right, they are willing to pay for it. Some people are searching for knowledge that will help them move from point A to point B in their career, and they are willing to pay for it. I have uploaded a video that has the title How to Monetize Your Knowledge, and we have looked at these points in that video as well. You know, why knowledge is monetizable, why knowledge is marketable. Some are searching for new business ideas, you know. Some people want to learn new skills. Others are searching for information that will lead to transformation of their lives in one way or the other. People are looking for different answers to different questions that are of interest to them. Some people have problems and they are looking for solutions to these problems, and they are searching on the internet looking for the solutions to their problems. If you can provide a solution to someone's problem, then of course you can earn money by simply sharing that knowledge with the person. Let's look at health as one area. You know, if some people are making huge amounts of money by, you know, sharing knowledge about health, how people can solve some health challenges, you know. And so it is in different areas, in different fields of life, you know, different applications, different technologies, different things, different fields of life. You know, if you can teach people how to get things done in one area of their life or the other, of course, they are willing to pay for it. Now, why do you think people send their children to school and they pay quite a lot of money? Do you know how much people pay to have their children enrolled in school or to get into an adult school themselves? You know, the knowledge sharing industry is a very huge and lucrative industry. And of course, it's one industry that is waiting to be tapped, that has not really been tapped enough. And anyone with any kind of knowledge to share can tap into this industry that is really like a gold mine right now. Now let's look at the benefits of setting up a knowledge sharing business. You know, have you ever given it a thought that knowledge sharing is a business? You can set up a business that is about sharing your knowledge, you know, and you know, you can really make a living just by sharing your knowledge. That can become a business in itself. Now, number one, it will give you the opportunity to help others by adding value to their lives. You know, people say that knowledge is power, And I believe that it goes even beyond the mere knowledge. If you can teach people how to apply their knowledge, because I believe that knowledge is really not the most important thing, because knowledge is a means to an end, is not an end in itself. Knowledge that gives you the power, the leverage, that gives you the actual benefit, the fulfillment, is the knowledge applied. So if you can show people how to practically apply their knowledge, in one field of life or the other, which is what skill is all about. When you can learn how to really apply knowledge in one field of life or the other, that is really powerful, and it gives you the opportunity to help others by adding value to their life. Let me give you an example. Someone learns how to uh, for example, how to make furniture. Let's assume you acquire the furniture making skill, and then you can begin to construct pieces of furniture that people need for their living room, for their house. And as you construct these new pieces of furniture, people come and they admire it and they want to buy it. You see, that has become a source of income to you. And of course, when you start doing this, you discover that you begin to gain financial freedom, because as you construct pieces of furniture and people buy it, and then you begin to make income, of course you discover that you are liberated financially. You can pay your debts, you can buy new things, you can take care of yourself. And that is how it is in all fields of life. If you can learn a trade, if you can acquire a skill that will enable you to begin to gain income, that gives you financial freedom. So, and that there's no value greater than that. If you can teach someone a skill, you have added a lot of value to their lives. Now, sharing your knowledge will help you to increase your own knowledge and skills as well, because knowledge is something that increases when you share it. Your knowledge is not exhausted by sharing it. Rather, it is multiplied, it is increased by sharing it. The more you share your knowledge, the more you increase your knowledge. The more you share your skills, the more you teach others, the more you learn and improve and develop your skill more and more. All right, so it's really a very, very beneficial business to set up, sharing your knowledge with others. Number three, you will earn money in the process. Just with the example of someone who has acquired the furniture making skill, and then he begins to construct items of furniture or pieces of furniture, and people begin to buy those pieces of furniture, and he begins to earn income. All right. Number four, you can develop it into a career that will give you the freedom to be your own boss. A number of people have established, they have set up their own knowledge sharing business. If you go on YouTube, you go on internet, you find a lot of people who have actually set up an online business, and all they do is share their knowledge with others, and that gives them the opportunity to become their own boss. Some have left their job and they have set up on their own, and they have acquired the freedom to be their own boss. So now they can work at their pace and on their own terms. They can earn pay on their own terms. They are not living from paycheck to paycheck anymore. They are their own boss, all right, and they can work on their own and earn income on their own. So there is a lot of freedom that goes with that, and the opportunity to really develop and expand is there because you can put in as many hours as possible. You can even wake up at midnight and do your job. You can do your job at your convenience, and you can increase, the input and increase the output consequently. So there are so many benefits of setting up a knowledge sharing business, and that is really very, very important. Now, one other benefit is that knowledge can be packaged in digital form, and the edge that the digital products have over physical products is that digital products are inexhaustible. Now, take someone who has created an ebook, for example. Now, this ebook as a digital product is different from the printed copy or the paperback edition of the same book. Now, when you sell the printed copies of your books, if let's say you printed 1,000 copies and then you distribute the 1,000 copies, you have to go back to the printing press and order a new quantity, or a new set of copies of your books. If not, you have nothing to sell anymore. But if you have created the same book in electronic form, which is the ebook, which is a digital product, once it is there on internet, you make it a downloadable product. If 1,000,000 people buy 1,000,000 copies of that ebook, the the quantity or the number of copies that can be sold has not reduced in any way at all. As many people as possible can download, buy and pay copies of your book, and all you need to do is to relax and keep getting your payments. You don't need to go back to other new copies, because once you have produced one digital product, you can sell it over and over and over and over, and there is no end to it. So knowledge sharing can enable you to create digital products, especially in today's information-driven global economy. More and more businesses are shifting from offline to online platforms, and that means you can create your knowledge-based products in digital forms, and that gives you the kind of benefit I have just explained. Okay, so let's now move on to the next item on our agenda that we want to look at. Now, there are some barriers you must overcome in order to get started. Number one barrier is the self-limiting belief that you are not good enough. You are not good enough to share your knowledge, that you don't know enough. How can you even get started? That you cannot set up a knowledge sharing business because you don't know enough. Now, that is really not true. All you need to do is to believe in your ability to share your knowledge, because you know something already. It depends on which area, but as an adult, you may have acquired some skills in one field of life or the other. Whichever skills you have acquired, there are people out there who want to learn this skill that you have acquired. Whatever knowledge you have in whichever area you have acquired this knowledge, there are a lot of people who want to share this knowledge, who want to receive this knowledge from you. And then you have three major levels of knowledge. You have the beginner, you have the intermediate, and you have the expert. And at every level, there are learners that you can find that you are better than. If you are a beginner, there are people who have not even begun. So I'm not saying you should dabble into teaching what you don't know, but the level of knowledge you have acquired is also shareable. You can share it with others who don't have, who have not gotten to that level of knowledge that you have. So do not allow the self-limiting belief that you are not good enough to actually uh, hinder you from tapping into the knowledge sharing industry. Number two, the excuse that you don't have the startup capital. This also is a great barrier. You know, when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't have anything, and I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have any background knowledge on how to edit videos, how to record videos, how to do this, how to do that, you know. But I started, you know, small, you know. So you can start small. Don't wait until you have everything. I didn't have the right equipment. You know, that's why if you see the first videos I uploaded, they are of the lowest quality because I started virtually with nothing. I started with an Android phone, you know, and I started in that way because I just wanted to share my knowledge and I knew I could do it. So I started. The excuse that I didn't have all the equipment, I didn't have all the capital, did not hinder me. You know, the most important thing is for you to muster enough courage to take the first step. There is a saying that where there is a will, there is a way. The most important step in a journey of 1,000 miles is the first step, because even though it is 1,000 miles, it begins with a single step, and that is the most difficult step because a lot of people may have had the idea, they have had the desire, they have had the dream that they want to start a business, they want to set up a business, they want to start doing something in one area of life or the other. They have actually discovered their niche, they have found their vocation, yet it becomes difficult for them to take that first step because of these barriers. So you need to overcome this barrier by really standing up by faith and taking the first step. Now, how do you overcome the excuse that you don't have the start-up capital? The solution is to start small. You know, you don't have enough. Start with what you have. Of course, at least if you have to share your knowledge, if it is through the print media, then if you can write, you start. If it is through the audio, if you have your voice, you can start. You know, in whichever aspect, you can start just with what you have. All right? So you need to overcome that barrier, that excuse, by starting small. And as the Bible says, though your beginning is small, your latter end shall be big. You know, when you start small and you are determined, you're consistent, you will discover that by taking that first step, you have really opened a huge door of opportunities, because just by starting, you have actually overcome a huge barrier. When I started, actually, it was like a child's play, but today it has become something really serious, and I have covered a lot. When I look back to the time I started, when I look back to the time I started, I really feel fulfilled, because now I can see that it would have been a very big disappointment if I had succumbed to the excuse that I didn't have enough equipment, I didn't have enough capital, I didn't have enough this, enough that. But because I overlooked all these things and I started small, of course, all other things began to fall into place. So, and this is really very, very important. That's the barrier you have to overcome. Now the next barrier you must overcome is the fear of failure. A lot of people believe that, how can I do this? They believe that they are going to fail because of this, because of that, because they don't have this, because they don't have that. But it is just fear. Some scholars have defined fear as false evidence or false expectations appearing real. But I have seen that faith is the opposite of fear. Fear has a message telling you that something bad will result from an action you want to take. But faith is the opposite, that is full assurance in the heart that yes, this venture is going to succeed. And you need that positive frame of mind in anything you want to do. You need to have the faith. And even if you fail, that is not the end of it. I remember Thomas Edison that a lot of people have talked about. There is this story that he failed about 1,000 times. And yet he saw the 1,000 times that he failed as, just a series of discoveries, of how not to do it. Those 1,000 times he failed, he didn't see them as failure per se. He looked at them as series of lessons that he needed to learn in order to eventually get it right. So you need to adopt the right frame of mind. You need to see failure as a stepping stone to greater heights. Now, take the children in the school, or children at school, for example. When they are given questions either in form of classwork or tests or examination, when they fail, that's not the end of their education. There is room for them to make correction and then learn the right way to do it, so that when the question comes in another exam or another assignment or another test, they have already learned the right way to do it. They may have failed sometimes in the past, but having learned the right way to do it, they will then they will pass this time. They will score high because they have learned how to do it. So you can see that that is the way to go. In everything you do in life, there is always a learning process. And even when you set up a business, you have a learning, a time when you need to learn how to do it. So if you experience challenges in one area or the other, you don't give up, you don't lose hope. You just need to research into it and find better ways of doing it. And once you have this right frame of mind, of course, it can only get better. Now, let's look at the next item on our agenda. And here we are now looking at how to earn money by stepping into the knowledge sharing business. Now, the first step is to identify your niche. You need to identify which of your talents or areas of knowledge you want to monetize. To do this, you have to list all the things you are knowledgeable about and then choose the one you know best and which you are most passionate about. There are other factors you need to consider, like which of them has the biggest market or is most lucrative. You choose the one that you consider the best option. There are so many fields of knowledge, and you need to choose the one you are knowledgeable about, the one you are skilled in, the one you are experienced in, the one you have become an authority in or an authority on. And then when you choose that actually gives you an edge, because for you to share your knowledge and expect people to pay for the knowledge they receive from you, you must be an expert in that field. And this is really very, very important, especially given the fact that the information sharing industry is a very competitive one right now. There are a lot of people who have positioned themselves in different fields of this industry, and they are sharing their knowledge and they are making it big. So you need to choose your niche, bearing in mind that you need to be an authority in the area that you want to operate in. Number two, develop your content creation skills, because when you want to share your knowledge, especially on the internet, you need to create uh, content. You need to package your knowledge in form of the content that you can share with people. That's the way to go, especially in today's information-driven world. We are living in a global, an information-driven global economy. What this means is that you have different channels of communication. You have the social media platforms, you have the YouTube, you have the Google, you have different aspects of the internet. And that gives you access to different parts of the entire globe. The whole world becomes a marketplace in front of you, and you need to learn how to create content, the kind of content that will appeal to people. Now, there is need for you to look for a video I have uploaded that is centered on the 8 pillars of content creation, or 8 laws of content creation. These 8 laws or 8 pillars have been discussed in details in that video. Number one is audience appeal, originality of ideas, focus and clarity, organization, development, expression, grammatical correctness, and political correctness. These are the 8 pillars of content creation, and the details are contained in a video that I have uploaded on my channel. You can check the description section and you will find a link to this very important video if you are interested in the knowledge sharing industry. Step 3, create your content. You start by first choosing the form of content you want to monetize. You have different forms of uh, content. You have the expository, which is about how to do something or how something works. You can teach people how to do something, and you need the expository form of content creation to do this. Then you have the descriptive form showing the qualities or features of something. People who promote and market various products, copywriters, and people who highlight the qualities and features of something, showing you the benefits of a particular product or service. They are into the descriptive, form of content creation. Then you have the narrative form, which is the storytelling method, a very powerful method of, content creation. When I read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, I discovered that he used the storytelling method, the narrative form, and actually that became a bestseller, and that man earned millions, if not billions of dollars in his lifetime from a single a single book he created. And even right now, after his demise, his descendants keep earning from that particular product, that knowledge-based product. That's how powerful the narrative or the storytelling method can be, because he went about telling the success stories of people who have succeeded, and all he did was to share their stories, how they succeeded in what they did and in what they succeeded in. And that actually became a bestseller. Then you have the persuasive, which is a form of content creation that outlines reasons why your audience should buy into a given idea. Very powerful, Then, of course, you have the combined pattern. When you begin to create content, you discover that you can incorporate, the expository, the descriptive, the narrative, the persuasive. You can combine and blend these various aspects of content creation together. All right, so there is need for you to really examine them if you are going to create content and share your knowledge. Now, number 4 is you need to learn how to digitize your content. I have uploaded a video that is centered on how to digitize and monetize your skills, and you can find that also in the description below. You will find a link. I have also uploaded a complete video course on Udemy on this same title, because that actually is a very, very comprehensive course that treats everything you need to know about digitizing, the secrets of digitizing and monetizing your knowledge. Now, you can buy that course from Udemy. It will help you quite a lot. I'll try and insert a link to that Udemy course on the description section in case you are interested in buying the complete course, video course, from Udemy. Now, first you choose the format for presenting your knowledge or information to your target audience. There are various formats. If you choose that your audience have to, get your knowledge in form of in a printed form that they can read, then you will be thinking of packaging your content in form of books, e-books, articles, magazines, blog posts, etc. If you decide that your audience have to watch it, or you want the audiovisual format, then you can come with video clips, MP4, DVDs, and so on. If you decide that they have to listen to it in audio form, then you come with audio books, audio lectures, CDs, podcasts, and so on. Then, of course, you can come with the webinar format, or package them in form of online courses, and so on and so forth. Now, the step 5 is to start sharing your content on various platforms. Once you have digitized your content, you have packaged your knowledge in form of digital product, then the next thing is for you to start sharing your content on various platforms. First, you choose the platform or platforms on which to present your content to your target audience. There are various platforms. You can create websites or blogs. You can use the social media platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and so on and so forth. Then you can also use affiliate programs. You can link up with various platforms like Clickback, Amazon Associates, Fiverr, affiliates, and so on and so forth. So affiliate programs can enable you to earn money, sharing your knowledge, because when you create content, then you can also incorporate the affiliate links that will enable you to talk about other people's products or services, and then earn a commission just by helping them to promote and market their products. So that's in itself is a very great opportunity for making money while sharing your knowledge with others. Then you have the ebook publishing platforms. I have published ebooks on Amazon.com, on Lulu.com, on Payhip.com, and recently on Gumroad. And there are other platforms out there that provide you the tools, the software to, create your ebooks and get them published on those platforms. And when they are sold, these platforms only take a percentage uh, for themselves, for their efforts, and pay you the rest as royalties. So that's a very lucrative way, a very good platform for, sharing your content and earning money in the process. Then the next one is YouTube. You can create a YouTube channel. The video you are watching right now is on YouTube, and of course I have been sharing my knowledge in form of multiple videos that I have uploaded on this channel. And of course, the YouTube channel is also an avenue for earning money as a content creator. Then you have online courses platforms. You can create online courses yourselves if you have if you create the platform by yourself, websites or blogs, or you can use online courses platforms like Udemy, Thinkific, and so on and so forth. And there are 1,001 other platforms out there that can enable you to share um, your knowledge with people and earn money in the process. So that is exactly the way to go. And we have been looking at, how to make money by simply sharing your knowledge, how you can tap into the billion-dollar knowledge sharing industry. I hope you have gained quite a lot from today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, like the video and share it with your friends and relations. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon if you will be interested in receiving instant notifications whenever new videos are uploaded on the channel. I want to thank you for being part of today's video. See you in the next very important lecture, and goodbye.